On our decluttering journey, we're asking the question, is practicality and functionality, using those questions to rearrange and organize our areas while we're cleaning out and getting rid of and bringing forth those things that we truly need and use. Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth and this is Dandy DIYer, and we are decluttering. We are considering practicality and functionality today, and I'm going to give you a few tips that help me along my way. I am 50 plus years old, and in that journey I have moved children in and out of my home for some years. As empty nesters, we need more practicality and functionality for those things that, well, we no longer use a lot of stuff, can get back to the basics. One thing that I can add in this journey is over the years I have taught the kids that there are things you will always use, no matter what, that full time you're always going to use them. But there are also things that you will bring forth modernization and more stylish means. But then as an empty nester, I can tell you that we still hang on and use those same basic treasures that we had in the beginning. And I've always been very practical, and everything in my kitchen area had to have functionality. It couldn't just be for looks. It truly had to serve a purpose, because we had food to prepare and we had limited space. So this is a cabinet that I'm working on, and I want to offer some tips along the way. In this particular cabinet, large, it is a 2-door, and as you can see, I have my freezer containers in here. Also what we carried lunch in, candles, and along the way, all kinds of storage containers. These could be anything from candles to herbs and spices, to fold up coolers, mixer cups, cookie cutters, and thermoses. This was the freezer containers as well, and even those supplies for cleaning the coffee pot, entertaining with Jello, and of course all the serving containers that you might use. You might have some excess candle holders and baskets. And here is the thing though, in using this particular cabinet, you're thinking, that is closer to me, and it is full of things that are commonly not used. They're seldom used. They're not used on a daily basis, and it's really taking up an entire double cabinet. So this is what I want you to think about. Do you have an area where you store what I call countertop appliances? Maybe you have them on your countertop and it constantly visually looks cluttered. That right there can be overwhelming. It adds stress, just no counter space to work in, because your entire counter space is eat up with, maybe you have your flour and sugar and your tea and your coffee containers. Then you have your coffee pot, you have your toaster oven or your toaster, you have your pressure canner, you have your crock pot, you have maybe a waffle maker, an air fryer. You have all these appliances that are eating up your retail space, counter space. And here you are, you don't want to have to drag that in and out, up and down from places. And most of the time, those units are so large, they have to have a designated space of their own. So here is my dilemma, and also how I think I'm going to resolve this. First, I am getting older. Getting up and down off of a ladder or a stepping stool, I really need to have somebody nearby just to scotch me. Just spot me in case I tumble or stumble, or perhaps to take items from out of my hands. The second thing to bear in mind, as you get older, you're not as agile and you can't move very quickly, and your response time, your reflex time, well, it's slower. It's not as fast as it once was. Even though you're strong and vibrant right now, you need to make your kitchen more functional and more locale so that you can enjoy some of these appliances but still have that ownership and real estate of using clean countertops to where you're not stressed out and things aren't in your way. You have room to work, but still be able to get out that particular appliance or device or whatever you're needing easily. So this is my suggestion. Those big appliances, make room for them in a cabinet to where you can easily pull them out and place them up on the countertop and use them. What I mean is, here's an example. I have a pantry in my kitchen. We built this 10 years ago, and it is the most favorite place in the entire kitchen. It is the shopping center for all the food and goodies. And inside this pantry, we have all those large, huge appliances, cake containers, those roasting pans that you use once a year, maybe twice, your cutter that you use when you're canning or trying to prepare veggies and food, your dehydrator, the pressure canner, the frying pan, and once again, cake containers and pie containers, the crock pot, and extra coffee pot. What this means for you is you have to get on a step ladder, climb all the way up there, and that is 9 feet tall. So you have to get up to at least 6 or 7 feet in order to reach your arms up and pull down a device that weighs 10 to 15 pounds. And the ones that are lighter are on top of those. So you stand the chance of tumbling something down on your head each time you try this. Or you have to call for someone else to come and get that item down for you, which is great, and that's okay. But once again, most of the time our spouses are older than us, and they're definitely not as agile as we are. They don't move around as much as we do in most cases. So this is what I propose. If you are a viewer who watches my channel that is less than 55 years old, less than 65 years old, you want to start putting this program into play now in your life. It is extremely important, and I assure you that the ones like me and who are older viewers that watch my channel will tell you I am making a valid point, because I have put things into place in my kitchen some years ago to help me, because I knew there would come a time when I'm not going to be as agile as I am now. And now that I am doing the decluttering, organizing, and donating, this is the perfect time, because now I have reclaimed space that I didn't once have. I'm thinking of things, and I'm getting tips along the way that are helping me to program in my mind, subconsciously coming up with solutions that are going to benefit me. So I propose taking those big, heavy appliances and putting them in the front. Now listen closely. In the front of the lower cabinets. For example, this particular cabinet right here, I can still place my freezer items that are only used once a year in the rear. Put those in the back. And up here in the front, where I have this ice tray as an example, is large enough to accommodate one of the larger appliances. Maybe the pressure canner, the air fryer, electric frying pan, whatever, waffle maker, grill. It really depends on what it is that you use the most. I use an electric pressure cooker, and it will can my food. If I were to put up turnip greens, January, I'll be canning up greens again, and it will already be down here. We use that device pretty often in our kitchen because it has delayed cooking. It cooks like a slow cooker. It does many things. It really truly takes the place of a rice cooker, a steamer, a slow cooker. You can even use it as a deep fryer, but God forbid, I just do not do deep fried anymore at this age. I wavered away from that back in my 30s. But what I'm saying is put practicality and functionality as the main tip of this video into your kitchen. Make your kitchen function for you and be practical in how you put up things in your cabinet. That's all I'm saying. And that's what I'm going to do. So these other items, such as candle holders, these runovers of, seasonal dishes and containers and things like that, I'm going to very carefully place them in a container and put them up atop inside that pantry, way up top. And then when I need them, I will call upon them then, and I can easily maneuver a step ladder to get them down, or have my husband to get them down. And usually during the holidays, you have those young lads in the family. They're the ones you can recruit to come help and get those things down for you so you can cook. There are so many things you can do. Maybe you have a granddaughter or grandson who'd be willing to zip up there and get that down for you. And they are in their own way might be learning a thing or two from you, that as you get older, those things that you seldom use, put them away in a higher spot because you're not using them as frequently, and make your kitchen more functional and more practical and safe. Safety is key, because us who are this age have already experienced loved ones who have broken hips and hurt, or knee replacements and back injuries, things that have occurred in their life that have changed how they pursue life on a daily basis. And so you want to have quality of life. And it's so important to be safe, to take care of you and your body and what you're doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've pulled out most everything out of this cabinet that needs to come out. And I am going to move those items to up inside the pantry. And then I'm going to bring down a few of those appliances that I use on a regular basis that I truly need down here. So I was telling you that we are going to put things that we seldom use in the rear of the cabinet and put the big appliances in the front of the cabinet. I had to change cabinets. The one that I selected originally is not working out. So let me show you what I've got. We have the big, large cooker that we use all the time, and my husband's favorite is the air fryer. They are now located down here, and they can be easily removed and gotten out to use. Any of the containers that you use for storage and microwaving, this is a good locale for them. This can easily store your sandwich meats as well as your cooking containers for your microwave. These containers are also storing deli meats and various things that we have. So these can fit here along with these containers as well. This will make accessing easy for any family member to get this appliance out and use it. This one will go in the other cabinet. So this is what we're doing. We have the large appliances we use most often already here, easy to get out. This cabinet, we've done the similar thing. Food chopper, our boiling pot, and our waffle maker is long and storage. So we have things that are ready, easy access. Now this is an example. In the pantry, as I spoke before, we have all of these bowls that we use. These are large, so they don't get used all the time, but in the gardening season, this is when we use it. During canning season, this is when we use it. And since we've got the majority of that taken care of, we can now put them way up there, all the way to the top. I'm going to grab my stool here. I'm going to have my daughter to spot me and make sure that I don't fall. And we can take these up now. Get them up here. And look, we still have room to put more stuff because we've decluttered and let go of things that we're not using. My daughter will inherit a lot of things, so I'm already going ahead and packing those things into a storage type box, like a tub. Don't put them in a cardboard box. They'll get dry and hard. So if you're storing for someone for their future, put it in something worth storing in, like a tough container that's plastic. Winter weather, storms, and God forbid an act of God happens, a flood or hurricane, and they're in a bin that could float. that would be somebody else's value. Never depreciate what you have. We have eliminated having to climb up here and get injured and suffer in a large way. So for those of you who are young watching the channel, this is what we are doing. We're basically fixing things to where it's more practical and functional, where we use it a lot, and those things that we seldom use, put them in a further distance where they're still able to be located and gotten to, but not taking up valuable space that will make things safe for you. As you get older, you're less agile, and we want to withdraw from any opportunity of an accident. So that's the follow-up. Thank you so much. If you're liking the video, please be sure to hit the like button. Share it with somebody you think will benefit from this video and the information that we're sharing. Because we're going to keep on decluttering, organizing, and donating. And I always say, how can I make this more practical and functional? How is it more beneficial for me? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, well, it's free. Hit that button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. We also do a lot of DIYs on this channel. Until the next DIY, well, I guess I'll be decluttering, organizing, donating, and cleaning. Thank you so much. This is Elizabeth.